Most people at trade shows walk away thinking that they crushed it. Great conversations, a stack of business cards, a rented scanner full of batch scans. They head back to the hotel, open their laptop and wait. The leads are stuck in a portal, the CSV is not there, the enrichment is not there. By the time that data actually hits their CRM, it's 3 days later and the conversation is already cold. Today, I'm going to show you the best way to capture leads at events so that by the time someone walks away from your booth, they are already in your CRM, enriched and ready to follow up. So let's start with how most people handle lead capture at trade shows, because the process is so normal that most exhibitors have never even questioned it. You get the exhibitor welcome email a few weeks before the show and you hit the lead retrieval section. There is a package, a fee, and you pay it. Your team shows up, they scan badges all day and the data goes into the event's organizer's portal. Name, company, maybe an email if the organizer decided to include it. That is the record. That is what you paid for. And then the show ends. Someone logs into the portal, exports a CSV, emails it to the team, and a few days later, maybe a week later, those contacts finally make their way into your CRM. And by that point, your competitors who met the same people as you are already 3 touch points deep. The window that felt so wide on the show floor has quietly closed. Now, to be fair, I want to give traditional setup its credit where it actually deserves it. The badges are guaranteed to scan. Nobody on your team has to figure anything out. They just pick up the device and go. And for large enterprise booths, running 20 people with a rigid process, having a standardized piece of hardware can work fine. But here is where it breaks down. And it's not just one problem, it's 4. The first problem is the cost structure. You do not pay once, you pay every event, every year, forever. Some organizers even charge per lead on top of the rental fee. Think about what that means. You're paying to receive the contact of someone who walked up to your booth, found your product interesting enough to stop, and asked to learn more. That's your lead, and you're being charged for it. The second problem is the data itself. A name and a company is not something your team can work with. Before anyone can make meaningful outreach, someone has to go find the work email, the direct phone number, the LinkedIn profile, the actual job title, not whatever generic title got printed on the badge. Multiply that research across 200 or 300 scans. You have not just captured leads, you just created a research project. The third problem is timing. There's a reason the first company to follow up wins a disproportionate amount of deals. The conversation is freshest in the first few hours. The person still remembers your booth, your product, and what you talked about. A CSV that arrives 5 days later after a show slows you down. And the fourth problem is the one buried in fine print that almost nobody talks about. In most of these setups, the event platform sits between you and your own leads. You're not downloading your data. You're renting access to it on their system, on their timeline, in their format. The contacts you collected at your own booth from people who came to see you are sitting in someone else's platform. And that's a problem. Now let's talk about what happens when you replace that whole process with Wave's universal badge scanner. Same moment, someone walks up to your booth, you have an interesting conversation, and as they're wrapping up, you pull out your phone and take a photo of their badge. That's it. AI reads the badge, pulls the name and company, and then it does something the real scanner could never do. It enriches the profile with the real work email, direct phone number, LinkedIn profile, and real job title. And it pushes that full contact straight into your CRM. Not in 5 days, not after someone exports a CSV, right there, while the conversation is still warm, while you can still see them walk into the next booth. It's instant. By the time they have moved on, they are already in your pipeline, tagged to the event with everything your team needs to reach out and do the follow-ups. No research, no data entry, no waiting. And the cost comparison is almost uncomfortable to say out loud. There is no rental fee, no per lead charge. Your team is using the phones already in their pockets. Tools in this space, including the one I work on, start completely free. So let's put these two approaches side by side. Traditional rental scanner. You pay a fee at every event, you get a shallow record with a name, maybe an email. The data exports after the show. It only works at that specific event because it's tied to their organizer's system. And you're accessing your leads through someone else's platform, on someone else's schedule. Then the universal Universal Batch Scanner on your phone. It's free to start, fully enriched contacts with emails, phone numbers, LinkedIn, and titles synced to your CRM. It works in real time at any event because every event has badges, and every lead is yours the second you capture it. 5 years ago, this was a genuine trade-off. Phone scanning was clunky, the OCR missed badges constantly, and the rental scanner was the traditional choice because it just worked. But that has changed. The AI got good fast, and the rental desk is still selling you the same product they was selling in 2015 at the same price with the same limitations. So here is what I actually recommend. If you have already paid for the lead retrieval package at an upcoming show, use it. But run an AI scanner like Wave's Universal Batch Scanner alongside it for a day and compare what comes out of the backend. Compare the data quality, the enrichment, the speed, the depth of records. That test will do more than anything I could say in this video. And if you have not bought the package yet, try the free route first. Worst case, you save a few $100s and have a very easy conversation with your finance team about next year's event budget. The link to Wave Universal Batch Scanner is in the description below the video. That's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Try Wave Connect for free in the description below.